All right, listen up. You feel that? That itch, that twitch, that burning desire? It's the travel bug, back with a vengeance. We all got that one friend always jet-setting, posting envy-inducing photos of exotic beaches and mountaintop monasteries. Don't be that guy scrolling through their feed wishing you were there. Be that guy. 2024 is your year to explore, discover, and make some memories. New year, new adventures, right? And trust me, I've got the perfect list to kickstart your travel planning. We're talking bucket list destinations, hidden gems, places that'll make you say, "Whoa, how have I not been here before?" So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the top 5 places you need to visit in 2024. First up, we're heading east, to the land of the rising sun, Japan. But hold on, we're not hitting up Tokyo this time. Don't get me wrong, Tokyo's electric, but we're going for something different, something special. We're talking Kyoto, baby. This city is like stepping back in time, but with a modern twist. Imagine ancient temples, peaceful gardens, and streets lined with cherry blossoms. Yeah, it's that magical. Kyoto is where tradition meets trend, where you can sip matcha in a 1,000-year-old tea house, then grab some ramen from a vending machine. It's that kind of beautiful contradiction. And the best part? You can wander through bamboo forests, find zen at a traditional rock garden, or catch a glimpse of a geisha gliding through the streets. It's a feast for the senses. Now let's talk temples. Kyoto is bursting with them, over 1,600. Each one is more impressive than the last, with intricate carvings, towering pagodas, and serene gardens. We're talking the iconic Fushimi Inari Shrine, with its thousands of vibrant red torii gates winding up the mountainside. It's like something out of a dream. Trust me, you'll be snapping photos like crazy. Then there's Kinkaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion. This shimmering temple sits on a lake, its golden reflection shimmering in the water. It's like a scene from a postcard, but even better in person. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, climb to the top of Kiyomizudera Temple for panoramic views of the entire city. The view is absolutely breathtaking, especially during cherry blossom season. Speaking of cherry blossoms, let's talk about the best time to experience Kyoto in all its glory. April, my friends, April. That's when the city transforms into a pink paradise. Seriously, it's like Mother Nature threw a massive party and everyone's invited. Imagine strolling beneath canopies of pink blossoms, picnicking under the trees and just soaking in the beauty. It's romantic, it's magical, it's an experience you won't forget. And hey, if you're feeling extra, rent a rowboat and paddle down the Okazaki Canal surrounded by cherry blossoms. It's peak Kyoto vibes. So yeah, if you're planning a trip to Japan, put Kyoto on your list. It's an absolute must-see. Trust me, you won't regret it. Alright, from the serene beauty of Kyoto, we're switching gears completely. Get ready for some serious adventure because we're heading north, way north, to the land of fire and ice. Iceland. Reykjavik, the capital, isn't your typical city break. It's a gateway to a world of otherworldly landscapes, dramatic volcanoes, glaciers that'll blow your mind, and waterfalls that seem to defy gravity. We're talking black sand beaches, geothermal pools steaming in the freezing air, and the northern lights dancing across the sky. It's like stepping onto another planet, but with way better coffee. Reykjavik itself is a cool, quirky city with colorful houses, street art that'll make you stop and stare, and a surprisingly vibrant nightlife scene. But trust me, the real magic happens when you venture out of the city. Iceland is all about experiencing the raw power of nature, and trust me, it delivers. First up, waterfalls. Forget anything you've ever seen before, because Iceland's waterfalls will blow your mind. We're talking Seljalandsfoss, where you can walk behind the cascading water, feeling the spray on your face. It's like something out of a movie. Then there's Skogafoss, a thundering giant that's constantly surrounded by rainbows. It's seriously epic. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, take a helicopter ride over the glaciers. Seeing these massive ice formations from above is an experience you won't forget. You'll feel like you're on top of the world. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, try ice climbing. Yeah, you heard me right, it's a challenge, but the views from the top are unbeatable. Now, let's talk about the best time to visit Iceland. If you're all about those northern lights, winter is the time to go. Imagine standing under a sky ablaze with swirling green, pink, and purple lights. It's like a celestial dance, and it's absolutely mesmerizing. But hey, don't discount summer either. The midnight sun is pretty incredible too. Imagine hiking through stunning landscapes bathed in golden light, even at midnight. It's like something out of a dream. Plus, summer is perfect for exploring the lush green landscapes, hiking to hidden hot springs, and maybe even spotting some puffins along the coast. So yeah, Iceland is a year-round destination. Whether you're chasing waterfalls, glaciers, or the northern lights, it's a country that will leave you speechless. Alright guys, we're heading south, way south, to the tip of Africa. Cape Town. This place is like nowhere else on Earth. You got the ocean, mountains, vineyards, penguins, it's wild. Cape Town is called the Mother City, and I'll tell you why. It's nurturing, it's vibrant, it's got this energy that just pulls you in. It's a melting pot of cultures, a tapestry woven with history, art, and nature. And speaking of nature, Table Mountain, it's iconic, it's breathtaking, it's basically non-negotiable when you're here. More on that later. But first, let's talk about the vibe, the energy. Cape Town is buzzing, man. There's this creative spirit, this entrepreneurial hustle, it's contagious. You feel like anything is possible here. So, you're in Cape Town. What do? Well, for starters, hit the beach. Clifton, Camps Bay, Llandudno, these beaches are world-renowned. Crystal clear water, white sand, perfect for surfing, sunbathing, or just chilling with a castle light. But Cape Town isn't just about beaches, it's steeped in history, some of it pretty heavy. Robben Island, where Mandela was imprisoned, is a must-visit. It's a sobering experience, a reminder of the struggles and triumphs of South Africa's past. And then there's the food. Oh man, the food. Cape Malay curries, bunny chow, biltong, your taste buds are in for a treat. Don't even get me started on the wine. Stellenbosch, just outside Cape Town, is a wine lover's paradise, but let's get back to Table Mountain. This flat-topped beast dominates the skyline, and the views from the top, mind-blowing. You can hike up, but I'm all about efficiency, so cable car it is. Here's the thing about Table Mountain, it's often covered in clouds, they call it the tablecloth, and trust me, you don't want to be up there when it's pulled tight. So, pro tip, go early, like sunrise early. Yeah, I know, but trust me on this one, the light is magical, the views are crystal clear, and you might even have the place to yourself. Plus, you can check that off your list and spend the rest of the day exploring. And trust me, there's plenty to explore. Wander through the colorful streets of Bo-Kaap, get lost in the Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens, or take a scenic drive along Chapman's Peak. Cape Town is a city that stays with you. It's raw, it's beautiful, it's full of life. If you're looking for an adventure, for a place that will challenge and inspire you, Cape Town is calling. Alright, we're passport slamming our way to number 4 on the list, and trust me, this one's a heavy hitter. We're talking about Bali, Indonesia, the island of the gods. And let me tell you, this place lives up to the hype. We've all seen the pictures, right? Lush rice terraces, those iconic overwater bungalows, beaches that stretch on forever. It's enough to make you want to ditch the concrete jungle and hop on the next flight out. But Bali is more than just a pretty face. This place is a whole vibe, a sensory overload in the best way possible. You've got the spiritual side with ancient temples and offerings everywhere you look. Then there's the adventure side, surfing those legendary waves, trekking through the jungle, chasing waterfalls, you name it, Bali's got it. And did I mention the food? Because oh man, the food, we'll get to that later. But for now, just picture yourself sipping on a fresh coconut, feeling that warm breeze and watching the sun set over the Indian Ocean. Yeah, Bali's calling. Now if you're an adrenaline junkie like me, Bali's got you covered. The surf here is world-class, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Picture yourself paddling out, the sun on your back, that salty air hitting your face, and then, bam, you catch the perfect wave, that rush, that feeling of pure freedom. That's what Bali's all about. But maybe surfing's not your thing. No worries, there's plenty more to get your heart racing. You can hike up a volcano for sunrise, go whitewater rafting through the jungle, or even try your hand at some traditional Balinese dancing. Speaking of which, the culture here is just as vibrant as the landscape. From the colorful ceremonies and offerings to the intricate artwork and architecture, Bali's bursting with tradition. It's impossible not to be swept away by the energy and the spirit of this place. Now, let's talk about when to hit this slice of paradise. The good news is, Bali's pretty much perfect year-round. But if you're looking for the sweet spot, aim for the dry season, which runs from April to October. You'll get those clear skies, sunshine for days, and perfect beach weather. But even during the rainy season, you're in for a treat. The landscape comes alive with lush greenery, and there's something magical about those tropical downpours. Plus, you'll avoid the crowds and maybe even score some sweet deals on flights and accommodation. So, whether you're chasing waves, embracing the culture, or just soaking up the sun, Bali's got a little something for everyone. Just remember to pack your sense of adventure, an open mind, and maybe an extra SD card for your camera. Alright, hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into a city that's bursting with color, history, and some seriously good vibes. That's right, we're talking about Lisbon, Portugal, Europe's sun-drenched gem. Now, I'm all about that hustle and bustle, that New York City energy, but sometimes you just need to slow down, soak up the sun, and let life wash over you. And that's where Lisbon comes in. This city's got this laid-back charm that just sucks you in. You've got those pastel-colored buildings clinging to the hills, cobblestone streets that wind through ancient neighborhoods, and the sound of fado music drifting out of cozy cafes. It's like stepping back in time, but with a modern twist. Plus, the food scene here is off the charts. We're talking fresh seafood, those iconic pastel de nata tarts, seriously drool-worthy. So if you're looking for a city that's got it all, history, culture, food, and good vibes, Lisbon needs to be on your radar. Now, one of the coolest things about Lisbon is how easy it is to get around. Forget about those crowded subways. Here you've got these vintage yellow trams rattling through the streets. It's like something out of a movie, especially when they're climbing those steep hills, offering up panoramic views of the city. And speaking of views, you've got to check out those iconic blue and white tiles, or azulejos, that cover so many buildings here. They're not just pretty to look at, each one tells a story, depicting scenes from history, mythology, or everyday life. It's like walking through an open-air museum. And if you're a history buff, get ready to geek out. Lisbon's been around for centuries, and it's got the stories to prove it. From ancient castles and Roman ruins to grand plazas and majestic cathedrals, this city's a living, breathing testament to the past. Now, if you can tear yourself away from Lisbon's charm, there's a day trip you absolutely have to take. Just a short train ride away lies Sintra, a town straight out of a fairy tale. We're talking whimsical palaces perched on hilltops, shrouded in mist and surrounded by lush gardens. You've got Pina Palace, this explosion of color and architectural styles looking like something Walt Disney dreamed up. Then there's Quinta da Regaleira, with its mysterious grottos, hidden tunnels, and that iconic initiation. Well, seriously, Google it. Sintra is like stepping into another world, a place where imagination runs wild. So whether you're wandering through ancient castles, getting lost in those fairy tale gardens, or just soaking up the magical atmosphere, a day trip to Sintra is an absolute must. Trust me, it's an experience you won't forget. And there you have it, 5 incredible destinations that should be on your travel bucket list for 2024. From the ancient temples of Kyoto to the sun-drenched streets of Lisbon, each of these places offers something truly unique. We've explored bustling cities and serene landscapes, dived into rich cultures, and tasted some seriously delicious food. But most importantly, we've seen how travel can broaden our horizons, open our minds, and create memories that last a lifetime. So, what are you waiting for? The world is calling, and it's time to answer. Book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Don't forget to let me know in the comments which destination you're most excited to visit. And as always, stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Peace.